The veteran Charmaine Tweet, 39 years old. The prospect Megan Anderson, 26. Both stand 6 feet tall. 143.5 for Charmaine Tweet, 144.5 for Megan Anderson. We are official for the Invicta FC Interim Featherweight Championship. For our main event introductions, here's Joe Martinez.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, live worldwide on UFC Fight Pass from the Scottish Rite Temple here in Kansas City, Missouri. It is time for the main event of the evening. 5 rounds scheduled for the Invicta FC Interim Featherweight Championship of the World. This bout is sanctioned by the Missouri State Athletic Commission and Commissioner Tim Lukenhoff. Your 3 judges scoring at cage side on the 10-point must system: Kevin Champion, Henry Gary, and Brett Miller. And when the action begins inside the cage, your referee in charge, Greg Franklin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the world is ready. Kansas City, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing the first, fighting out of the blue corner. Standing 6 feet even, she weighed in officially 143.5 pounds. In 14 professional bouts, her record stands at 9 victories and 5 defeats. Fighting out of Saskatchewan, Canada, here is not so sweet, Charmaine Tweet! And next, her opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. She too stands 6 feet even and weighed in officially 144.5 pounds. In 9 bouts, her record, 7 victories and 2 defeats. Originally from Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia, and now fighting out of and representing Kansas City, Missouri, here is Megan Anderson!
Fighters, you were given your instructions back in the locker room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Do I have any questions out of the blue corner? Any questions out of the red corner? Touch gloves now if you want to come out fighting.
It is a cold night here in Kansas City as the night storm moves through, but the action is about to heat up. Megan Anderson, Charmaine Tweet, the Invicta FC Interim Featherweight Championship is on the line. TJ DeSantis, Julie Kedzie, Scottish Rite Temple. Here's Tweet versus Anderson. UFC 208 is live from Brooklyn on Saturday, February 11th. The main event will crown the inaugural featherweight champion as former bantamweight queen Holly Holm takes on Charmaine Durandamy. UFC 208 from Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, only on pay-per-view.
We're seeing a lot of fakes and feints from Megan Anderson right now. Oh, beautiful kick.
The durability from Charmaine Tweet on display there. She eats it, eats a right hand by Anderson as well. Now in the clinch is Megan Anderson. And we talk about the ability of Charmaine Tweet on the feet. We saw that spinning back fist last time out. She's a very competent grappler. If she is able to get this fight to the floor, we'll see if she can make Megan uncomfortable. But right now, she needs to try to get off this fence.
She does need to get off the fence. One thing that Megan Anderson has in this position is strength and power. She's very, very athletic. And we've seen Charmaine Tweet handle athletic, strong people before when she went up a weight class and fought Veronica Rothenhausler. However, Megan is putting a lot of pressure on her right now. It looks very uncomfortable.
Nice knee to the body there a moment ago by Anderson on the right side. That is the liver side of Charmaine Tweet. Now back at space. Just over 90 seconds into this bout.
Seeing that nice jab from Tweet come out there. Like I said earlier, I'd like her to take that jab and get Megan's back to the cage, really establish the center ground of this fight.
Tweet circling to her right away from the power hand of Anderson. A lot of movement here from Tweet. Anderson still stalking her though. Hard right hand just misses. Hard right hand by Tweet got through. Anderson was rocked for a brief moment. She initiates the clinch. Now has the Canadian up against the cage.
That was very well done by Charmaine Tweet. You know, timing that just right as she was coming in to land right at the end of her punch.
Trying to break the posture is Tweet with the forearm. Anderson tight to her body. Coming up on the halfway point here of round number 1. Knee up the middle there by Tweed, answered by a knee of Anderson.
It looks like Anderson, part of her game plan may be to work that body to get in there and tire Charmaine out. Very nice forearm break off there from Tweed. Nice right hand.
Anderson bunching up some punches. Tweed on the move.
Oh,
Tweed gets a hard right hand. Anderson trying to finish it here in the first round.
We can see Tweed still in this fight. She's taken shots like that before in previous fights. She's very durable. However, those have got to rattle her brain a little bit. She's got to be feeling that power.
Does that rattle Megan Anderson, though? She's hit her with some hard strikes, and Charmaine Tweed's still far from out of this. This is what happens when you're in there with a veteran, but Megan Anderson does hit hard, and she's not done yet. Anderson wearing some of the damage on the face, though. Charmaine Tweed has cracked her a few times. Nice left by Charmaine Tweed, right down the middle. Anderson unfazed, eats a kick to the lead leg.
Anderson's holding her hands down just a little bit. There's that Sask slap.
Hashtag Sask slap.
That
now
she was talking about. Yeah, now this guillotine attempt, she's pushing her head around, and it's kind of an arm in position. I don't think that that's a finishable guillotine right there, but it is pulling her head down to get knees in there to put damage on that wounded nose.
Nice strikes on the break there by Charmaine Tweed. Anderson still staying aggressive. Tweed has been rattled, but still very dangerous, trying to make a claim for this round as well.
And she comes from so many awkward angles, Tweed. You know, her kicks, they don't look like they would hit as hard as they do because of the angle of her body, but because she's so tall, she's really able to torque from strange positions.
We talk about how different Megan Anderson is since showing up here at Invicta. Charmaine Tweed has gone through a transformation of her own, really getting her head right. Came in underweight in great physical shape. Anderson tries to go for a spinning back fist of her own, follows up with a left and a right. 30 seconds here remaining in round number 1.
And it looks like Anderson might be a little bit rattled here. She's usually a little bit more of a volume puncher than this in fights.
Left hand gets through by Tweed. 20 seconds remain in round number 1. These ladies are standing in the pocket, trading. Everything you want in a main event. Beautifully done. Duck under takedown. Trying to get Charmaine Tweed to the floor is Megan Anderson. Dying seconds here of round number 1. She'll see if she can secure it. Looks like she...
Oh, took out the ref.
She gets the takedown. Impact. Looks like she's caught in this guillotine. End of the round. What a fun 5 minutes, Julie. This is exactly what you want from your main event.
That was. Both fighters suffered some seriously hard shots in there, kept moving forward there, TJ. I'm impressed. This is everything I was hoping it would be.
We talk about the composure of Megan Anderson. James Krause trying to settle her back into this fight. While she had her moments, she also was defensive a little bit, taking some damage and playing probably more Charmaine Tweed's game than she wanted to.
I think she did as well. I think when she was landing those power shots, like you said, is that going to phase her more than it phases Charmaine? And certainly Charmaine was rattled in some of those, but came right back with her own attacks. I think that Megan may have overdone it a little bit, maybe mentally, and that may have stopped and been like, oh, wow, that's not working. Look at that right hand that landed from Charmaine. Charmaine charges in. Those right hands from Megan coming across, and you can see she's pushing off with her left hand to find range, find that overhand that really rattled Charmaine. However, she got hit right back with the Sask slap. I'm
going to call that the Sask forearm because that's where it landed. But big takedown there, and it looked like Tweed was comfortable going down, trying to grab the head there for a guillotine. Dying moments of round number 1. Very even matchup here between the prospect and the veteran. Round number 2 underway. Invicta FC Featherweight Championship on the line. The interim. Tweed trying to come out aggressive. Anderson meeting her in kind.
And this is where Anderson needs to be careful. If she gets overly aggressive, she'll stalk forward and her hands drop a little bit too much. Tweed does drop her hands as well, but she hits from such strange angles. Oh.
Knee to the body there. Now Tweed covering up. She slipped on that knee to the body of Anderson. Anderson loading up with some punches. Tweed trying to evade. Forearm gets through there by Anderson. Answered by a forearm from the Canadian. Nice right hand by Tweed. A lot of people, Julie, have questioned if there is more to this division than Chris Cyborg. We're seeing that thus far. here tonight in our main event. 145, a bright future ahead. Megan Anderson young in this game. Charmaine Tweet showing off a wealth of experience and veteranship.
And we are seeing if this is a transition of power to a younger generation of fighters, TJ, it's not going to be an easy one. Charmaine is very determined to win this fight, to win the interim belt tonight.
Hard right hand again by the Aussie, followed up by a kick. Tweet's had enough of that. She initiates the clinch. Anderson pushing her up against the fence.
And that's where we can see the savvy of Tweet's game. She gets hit hard. She knows to follow it right in on top to get her underhook. It's perfect. It's Megan with the underhook right now, pushing Tweet against the cage. Tweet is controlling her bicep, trying to push her away. You can see, again, there's that nice head positioning from Megan Anderson, really controlling the positioning of Tweet on the cage.
Left hand gets through by Anderson. Tweet trying to make space with the teeth. Another left hand gets through. To the body goes the Aussie. Tweet covering up. She's hurt. Megan Anderson smells it. She tried to capture Invicta FC goal.
Like a shark.
That's left by Tweet. More punishment. Tweet spinning. Anderson with the right. Left eye kick.
She's done.
Charmaine Tweet. She wilts. Megan Anderson is the Invicta FC interim featherweight champion.
That was insane.
Charmaine Tweet hung as tough as she could, but it is Megan Anderson that rips gold away from her. Wow, Megan Anderson shows why she is that blue chip prospect.
That was brilliantly done because she anticipated those attacks. She knew those back fists, those spinning back fists would happen when Charmaine Tweet was in trouble, and she just mowed them right down, kept coming. That kick at the end was just brilliant.
Charmaine Tweet is cut and bloody. She went out on her shield, and Megan Anderson picks up a highlight finish, a career-defining moment for this young Aussie. 145 getting a lot of attention here. UFC crowning a champion. Just a few weeks away from that, but tonight we crown an interim Invicta FC featherweight champion, and Megan Anderson answers the questions that were asked of her tonight with a veteran and Charmaine Tweet. This is one of the biggest nights of her life.
You can see her coach, James Krause, is incredibly proud of her right there. He told me he put so much work into developing her game. He saw so much potential in her. He said, she's dropping guys in the gym. I want to see what she can do. I think she can take over the entire division.
We've seen a lot of things play out at Invicta FC over the last 5 years, and 2 years ago, Megan Anderson showed up and lost to Cindy Dandois. Since then, she's been unstoppable in the cage. TKO, KO, TKO tonight, the biggest win of her career, and she'll walk away with an Invicta FC interim featherweight championship. Julie, let's look at some of this action, something to behold and something to be proud of for this hard-hitting
You can
Aussie.
see what bloodied up the face with Charmaine is that onslaught of attacks constantly going forward is Anderson, and Charmaine just kind of turns into a whirling dervish, spinning around and around, and that high left kick is what ended the fight. Charmaine's hands are over her face. She's done fighting. I think that's what caused the cut and possibly broke her nose as well. You can see that she gets her on her heels there, TJ. Excuse me for interrupting. She gets her on her heels. She's taking away her power. Even when she spins for her back fist, she's not able to generate quite as much because her head is whipping around like that. And that's where Megan can split those attacks, come down, and finish the fight.
Megan Anderson had a lot of composure there. She took some damage, but when she knew that this fight was close to ending, she stayed with it. Charmaine Tweet was throwing everything at her, including the kitchen sink. The sask slap, the spinning back fist, she was trying to do it. Anderson kept that pressure going forward, and for her trouble, she'll walk away an Invicta FC interim featherweight champion. To make it official, here's Joe Martinez.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at the official time of 2 minutes, 5 seconds, round number 2. Referee Greg Franklin steps in and puts a halt to this bout. Your winner by TKO victory. She is now the new Invicta FC interim featherweight champion of the world, Megan Anderson!
Megan Anderson sits atop the featherweight division. She is the new interim Invicta FC featherweight champ. She will speak with Laura Sanko.
I'm here with our new champ, Megan Anderson. Megan, you have had an incredible year, an incredible fight to cap it off. How good does this feel, and with your family here?
This is what I dreamed of. Yeah, this is dreams coming true. I've reached this dream, so now I'm going to go on to bigger and better things. I'm going to become the #1 in the world.
An amazing fight. There were moments where you seemed frustrated by the puzzle of her game. Is that a fair assessment?
Oh yeah, she's a, Charmaine, she's got a very awkward style of fighting, so I had to adjust a little bit there, but when we went in the corner, we made adjustments, we come out, we did that.
Let's take a look at the finish. You seem to smell blood and just put on an absolute amazing performance, a flurry, every strike in the book, and at the very end landed this left high kick that finished it off. Did you smell blood? Did you see the end coming right there?
Oh yeah, she was turning her head away, so I knew that I was hurting her, and when I smell blood, I go on for the finish every time.
That's 5 knockouts in a row. The world is yours. Congratulations.
I just want to say, hey Dana White, you tell Holly or Charmaine to keep my belt warm because I'm fucking coming for it.
Congratulations, Megan Anderson, ladies and gentlemen.
A very confident Megan Anderson is your new interim Invicta FC featherweight champion. Wow.
That was super exciting, TJ. The featherweight division continues to surprise me. I feel like victories come from the strangest places in this, but right now, Megan Anderson, that was amazing. She really built her way up in this division. She really came through, and she's definitely the champion that we're seeing right now in the cage. She can take on the world right now, TJ.
She wants to be a mainstream player in mixed martial arts, and the first step to that was winning this title. She does so in devastating fashion. Megan Anderson, the new Invicta FC interim featherweight champion. It was